My name is Danielle. I'm from Orange County, California. I've been going to Imago for about 5 months. I made a personal decision for Christ when I was about 16 years ago. I walked with God for a good chunk of my teenage years. I sort of fell away quite a bit. I spent the better part of the last 10 years ignoring my faith largely. It coincided a lot with getting a job, going to college, and getting married. It was a lot, and I felt equipped for so much of it, and eventually I started feeling pretty self-sufficient, actually. I stopped asking God for help. I stopped feeling like I needed that in my life. The truth that I had in my heart and the conviction that I felt became sort of white noise, and I spent many years just calling the shots. Before I knew it, I made a big mess of everything, and so much damage had been done. I lost my marriage. I had just sort of a strange life that I didn't recognize, and it felt like I was far away from a tiny hole, like at the bottom of this hole I dug. Why am I here, God? I'm tired of calling the shots. There's too much at stake. Life is too short. I know that my salvation is secure. God has always been with me. And so having come out of the water, I think, is really finally acknowledging what He's done for me. I know what it looks like to live my life without fear and to feel true joy, and I want it back. And so I made that commitment.
Hi, my name is Megan Hurley. I'm 17 years old. I've lived in Portland my entire life, and I love photography, math and science, and traveling. I've grown up in a Christian home my whole life, but when I was a kid, my parents were never like, oh, you should get baptized. It was like make sure this is something that you want to do before you actually decide to do it. And so this year, after going on a 2-month-long mission trip and really understanding what it means to rely on Christ, I've decided that this year would be a good time to be baptized. Growing up in Portland, I never wanted to admit that I was a Christian. I never wanted to tell anybody. A lot of kids at school have been like, oh, you're so religious, closed-minded, that you don't like science, or that, oh, you don't have fun. On my trip, I was thrown into situations where I was very uncomfortable. I didn't know anybody, and I couldn't just go hide in my room and be like, oh, world, go away. I really had to pray to God and really just find strength in Him and in His Word. I really started reading my Bible this summer, and that's where I really found kind of my relationship with God and what I really believed in. After having my life so transformed by God, I feel like I can't deny it anymore, and I kind of just want to finally admit, yeah, I am a Christian, and it's really important to me. It's not the negative stereotype that you think it is. It'll just give me more confidence in my faith, and I will no longer try and hide it. So my dad's going to be baptizing me. He's been one of my role models in my Christian walk, so I feel like it's very fitting for him to be the one.
My name is Antoinette Rossman, and I have been going to Imago for almost 3 years now. My mother raised all of us Christian. I got baptized when I was about 8 years old. I was in the choir, and all my friends were there, and it was just kind of time to get baptized. So I did it, and I was like, okay, now I'm in this club. I didn't really understand what it meant. When I turned 28 years old, I just started really thinking about what my life was, what being a Christian woman means to me, and how to get where I think I should be. So I spent a lot of time trying to be the perfect Christian woman, and for a while, to me, it just felt like a list of requirements. You have to read the Bible, you have to go to church on Sundays, you have to tell the truth, and you can't take the Lord's name in vain. But it wasn't until I think much older, I lived in Austin, Texas 3 years ago, and I got involved with a church group there, and that's when I really started to feel like I was engaging in a personal relationship with God, as opposed to, taking the steps and doing the requirements that it takes to be a Christian. I just felt freer, I think, as opposed to not like, oh, now I can do anything and I'm cool, I'm covered. It was more like God knows my heart now, and it's not like, oh, I screwed up because I didn't go to church this Sunday, or I didn't do something I was supposed to do, and now I'm going to get in trouble for it. Because it was always like, if I don't do what I'm supposed to do, then I'm going to be in trouble with God, or he's not going to bless me, or this bad thing is happening because I didn't do it right. And it was so freeing to understand that that wasn't true and that I was going to be loved anyway. I feel like I'm starting to sound like a Muppet. But I think that's the real difference, is that he still loves me the way I am, and that he knows my heart and knows what it is that I want, and that I want for myself what he wants for me.